guys, Andrew here with Verb. So I don't talk about fitness very often, but it's definitely an important part of my mental health. It's how I regroup, because kids, and if you followed along, I'm among the many to leave behind their gym memberships and build a home gym. And I've even considered adding popular gym tech innovations like Mirror, Tonal, Climber, and Peloton. But 6 weeks ago, a Hydrow rowing machine was sent to me to use and test for a partnered video, but I said I didn't want to commit 100% to it until I've had time with it. 6 weeks later, here we are. This thing's been phenomenal. Not just saying that because this is a sponsored video. I've taken my time with this to really understand it, and we're gonna dive into that. What this is, my experience with it, and some questions to consider before you actually buy, because you gotta make sure that it's for you. So Hydrow is a rowing machine meant to give you a full body workout. Now the cool advantage of rowers is how it actually engages almost 85–86% of your muscles, which isn't some BS marketing fodder. That's a real fact. And you can actually feel it after your workouts. Now looking at the hardware, these are the measurements. It's pretty big, but the biggest difference that you're probably gonna notice with this compared to other rowers is the weight. This thing is heavy. It's about 145 pounds. So this really is meant to be placed in one spot and kind of just locked in there. And in most cases, people are gonna be fine with that since they've got a dedicated spot for it in their homes. Now for me, my gym is in my garage and it's a very modular space. I'll be lifting and then rowing and then running, or just doing a mix of things. So the ability to move things around is pretty important for me. Now because Hydrow is so front heavy, it makes moving it a little bit hard, but I do regularly lift it up from the rear and then roll it to where I need to. So it's not impossible, but you can make it work for sure. Now, unlike the Concept 2 or the Ergata rowers where resistance is by water or by air, Hydrow's resistance is magnetic, and it can be digitally adjusted to be heavier for more of that muscle building type workouts, or lighter for more of that intense cardio. So it's convenient to be able to seamlessly make that adjustment depending on the workout type that you're going for. Now, my rowing experience has been limited to warm-ups at LA Fitness or quick 200-meter rows that were built into CrossFit type workouts. So I consider myself to be a beginner, but the key to any exercise is form, right? And that was never really taught to me. I felt like it was pretty intuitive. You just row, but the reality, there's a proper form to this whole thing. And Hydrow really helped guide me early on and help me to get it right. So really, this is particularly great for beginners or just everyday people looking to maintain their fitness. And that's not just attributed to the great hardware. Everything feels wonderful from a hardware perspective, but there's a 22-inch screen right behind me. This is where the true cost and benefit of Hydrow lies. The real magic with Hydrow is what you get with their membership, similar to the advantages of Peloton. That's what you're really buying into. Without the membership, you're only gonna have access to the just row mode, but with the membership, it opens you up to the full slate of athlete-led workouts. So giving you a look behind the curtain, on the homepage, you're greeted with an interactive video with a recommended workout, which is always nice, but if you scroll down, it has a variety of programs, live rows, and then athletes to pick from. Now, if you're looking for anything in particular, you're gonna find the full gamut of workouts in the library tab, and they currently have over 3,500 workouts, and new things are added every single day. But to pare down what you are looking for, you can put in some filters like picking your favorite athlete, which, by the way, I do have to add that these aren't just fitness instructors or people who are fit. These are legitimate rowers who are really accomplished in the sport, some of whom are actually Olympians. So that just adds a really cool dynamic to this whole experience. Looking back at the screen though, you can also filter by going for a certain duration of time, different workout styles, or different locations. Now they row in a lot of cool places, and it really makes the experience of Hydrow fun because it's not just studio rowing. They actually bring you out of your home and into different environments, which really just elevates all the workouts. You can fine tune your filters to find exactly what you need at whatever intensity you're in the mood for. And it's pretty cool that they're expanding beyond rowing because the screen can actually swivel and you can do things like yoga and Pilates beside the rower. Moving on to the progress tab, you can see how you've done over the last few weeks. I'm on a 6-week streak. I've been fairly consistent. It's been super fun. And then on that help tab, this is where they're gonna walk you through a lot of Hydrow's basics, maintenance, and fundamentals for all the beginners out there. Now, before you jump into a workout, you'll be able to toggle the volume and the athlete to music ratio to your preference. And you can also connect a heart rate monitor or a Bluetooth device. And at the very bottom, you can toggle your drag. Now, within the workout, each of the athletes, they're great motivators throughout. And on the bottom, you'll find the display for all the key metrics like your splits, your calories burned, distance. But the most important part for me is that leaderboard on the right side. That's where I really feel like I'm getting the most value, and that's where I'm getting a lot of my motivation to drive harder and further to maximize my workouts. Honestly, my eyes aren't even with the athletes sometimes. It's just on that leaderboard. If I'm trying to break like top 100, there's way more intensity with every stroke. Now, all that said, I want to get into my personal experience with this. For me and for a lot of others, we're always looking to stay fit, but it comes in waves. Sometimes we're motivated, sometimes we're not. And I need a lot of pre-workout and like a lot of good music to kind of get me in that right mode. But like my biggest issue with just fitness in general is building sustainable and consistent habits. I'll have a strong week where my diet is locked down, my workouts are doing great, but it's inevitable that, I just kind of fall away because that's just like the cycle that I live in. But the main factor that had me really enjoying Hydrow is the competition and that leaderboard that I just talked about, because competitiveness, it breeds three things. The first is accountability, because there's a community of people that you're plugged in with. The second is consistency, because you've got a desire to progress towards goals in tandem with the rest of that community. And third is sustainability, right? There's a constant motivation fueled by community where you're less likely to drop off and just go it on your own. Now, if you noticed, I kept on saying the word community, and that right there, that's what it all kind of boils down to. That is the greatest benefit of any of this gym tech that's emerging right now, because it connects you with a community from the convenience of your own home. Now, if you are interested in buying a Hydrow, it's all linked down below. Buying through that link helps support this channel at no additional cost to you guys. So if you are serious about something like this, I know it's an investment, consider doing that. But before you do that, there are a couple things that I do want to bring up, just small things that I feel like I'm missing. So here we go. Number one, I wish there was a just row mode for those with a subscription. Without a subscription, you have access to rowing on this in just row mode and using it just like any other rowing machine, right? It'll tell you some basic information. But if you do have a subscription, you don't have that option. You're mostly doing one of their workouts, but sometimes, I'm resting from rowing and I want to do something else, and I want to use this as a warm-up to like weightlifting in just row mode. At the moment, we can't, and I think that's a missed opportunity. We'll see if they roll that out later this year. I heard like rumors, I don't know how true that is, but it'd be cool to have access to that. Now, on top of that, Hydrow always needs to be connected to Wi-Fi. We're in a new construction area, right? Wi-Fi is spotty, outages are not uncommon. So I would love a just row mode if I can't access a workout through Wi-Fi, right? I still want to use it. Number two, they have an impressive library of workouts, but I'd love to see more HIIT style workouts that combine some rowing with body weight stuff, back to rowing, or somehow give you access to like combined workouts based on other equipment that you might have on hand, like dumbbells, barbells, pull-up bars, bands, I don't know, stuff like that. It'd be cool to be inclusive of other types of workout communities and do more of that cross-training. They have a couple things like that right now, but I'd love to see a lot more. I think they've just scratched the surface on it. Number three, this doesn't really apply to everyone, but this screen is crazy important and it can be exposed when in an upright position. Like I mentioned, we move this around quite a bit, and when it's in an upright position, the screen sits a little bit low. Now, my kids get curious and they can potentially damage this thing. So if Hydrow made like a protective shell that could just like snap on occasion when it's being stored, I would buy that in a heartbeat to protect the investment just a little bit. So to sum this all up, there are two questions I think that you should really ask yourself if you actually are wanting to add something like this. The first is, what is your space like? Do you have a dedicated spot for this? Because you got to remember, this isn't like a lightweight like aluminum build. Like this is steel construction and it's heavy. You got to remember that. The second question to ask yourself is, are you the type of person who's driven by community and competition, or are you just looking for like another piece of gear to like add to your home gym? Like you're already a seasoned vet, you're self-motivated, you know what you're doing, right? Because honestly, if you're the latter, I don't know that you would get the max effect of what Hydrow has to offer. But if you're a person who really does desire that community, that competition, and that guidance to hit your fitness goals, and I think Hydrow can get you there. It got me there. Hopefully that helped you guys out. If you found this video helpful, smack that like button down there. It looks like a thumbs up. For more videos and reviews for young families, please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching this video, and come back for the next one. God bless. Later.